Greetings, family, and welcome to another episode of Wake Up Africa. My name is Dr. Mumbi. How you doing? How's everything going, family? I really do pray, family, that you're riding the waves of the time. I hope that you're firmly in who you are, in whose you are. I hope you're spiritually connected because, as I always say, we're in the best of times as much as we're in the worst of times, family, and it's a bit of a roller coaster ride right now. So I hope you're holding on to your seatbelts, because the spiritual war that was happening in the unseen dimensions, or if you want to call them the heavenlies, is here now, and you can see it just with everything that's going on, family. One of the biggest, some say the head of the dragon, although that could be an insult to dragons, you know what I mean? Not all. Anyway, let me not even get into that. The head of the dragon was cut off. We saw the death of the Rotschild, the top of the, allegedly, you know, there's always other beings behind these guys, but the main Rotschild, who was controlling all the central banks, the one who was in that bloodline, he passed on. And what was strange was that before he passed on, we saw the king's horsemen riding through London, or riding to London Bridge and back from Windsor Castle, whatever. And usually that's a symbol that the king is dead. There's a lot of rumors and allegations going on. But one thing, you know, here in Africa, because sadly, the elite and the medium middle class, you know, have this royalty mentality, family, where they really idolize the so-called royals and want to be like them, the idol rich or whatever. And it's like they totally forget that we were colonized by those guys. They totally forget. They like try and just brush that under the rug, family. So a lot of them were very shocked, not only to hear that Charles has cancer. Please check out the show I did on that. But he has actually opted against chemotherapy and other cancer treatments, and he has opted instead for herbs and potions. I mean, if this doesn't wake you up to the reality of things, then I really don't know what will. There's so much that can be said about chemotherapy. You don't even have to look that far to discover the truth, family. Unfortunately, we can't go and research and tell you those things, unless maybe you're supporting us on Patreon or something like that. Or unless you guys get behind us and we create a real truth channel, not even just on this platform, YouTube, but a real website where people can get healed. It's not about miracles, it's about knowledge, and the knowledge is everywhere, family. It's crazy to me because I keep seeing billionaires dying in Kenya of cancer, dying in Kenya from certain diseases that, like, literally with that much money, you should at least even have the regenerative suit that you can own in certain countries. That if you have cancer and you either go into that chamber or into that suit, it regenerates all your cells and it removes cancer. Like if you do that for 30 days, you're totally healed of any like out of balance, you know, cells. This is not rocket science. This is not magic. This is not wickedness. This is not spell work. This is where science has reached. But our people's minds have been so closed, so shut down, that they have no clue. So it came as a shock to many Africans when they found out that Charles has actually opted for a series of herbs and potions. Some of our richest Africans, even our presidents and our freaking ministers, are flying to the Dubais of this world, to the Germanys of this world, to go and receive chemotherapy and all kinds of stuff, family. When the so-called king of England is going to herbs and potions You know how many people are herbalists treat? Big characters out there. And yet here in Africa, millionaires, billionaires, so-called royal families are dying from ignorance, family. And that's why I'm sharing this. People are dying from ignorance. People are blocking. They think they're blocking the awakening, but they're not. They're just refining it even more and canceling themselves out. But there are a lot of gatekeepers. And there's a show I'm going to do on how the African ballers were betrayed by the global ballers. But that's a whole other story for a whole other day. But how the gatekeepers, how those who are defending Babylon because they think they're part of Babylon, how our presidents and our ministers are so quick to bow down to Babylon when Babylon doesn't even have the answers, family. They are seeking not just natural resources from us, but the answers from us. And there's been a lot of debate, even in the divided kingdom. And, even his doctors and everyone had to come out and say that, Charles has been a big supporter of alternative medicine for a long time, but it's also known that he's head of a lot of cancer charities and stuff. I mean, if I'm talking to you and you really don't know that cancer is man-made and how toxic it is, how it's like HIV, in terms of the medication will kill you sooner than the so-called cancer you have. If you don't know that, then you not making it to the next level is really your own fault. It's really on you. And you have no one to blame but yourself. You see, all the truth is now available. Ignorance is now a choice, family. And the reason I'm even sharing this story, because I did get 1 or 2 emails where they were like, what do you think of Charles choosing, opting for herbs and potions instead of chemotherapy? What will our brothers and sisters say? The only reason I'm saying this, family, is at this point, I'm not even asking you to wake up. But if you don't know what's really going on in the world, then you are one of the people who is not meant to make it in this lifetime. And for us who don't need a confirmation, it is further confirmation. We don't need it, but it's further confirmation that Mama Nature remains the strongest doctor in the world, family. The most powerful healer in the universe. Because we are made of her. And, please check out the show if you want to know my thoughts on him, Charles having cancer and everything. As I said, they came to Eden to ask the gods for favor, and it looks like to renew a contract. But it looks like the contract was rejected. If you have no idea what I'm saying, definitely check out the other show where I talked about him having cancer. Family, stay uplifted. Please stop developing your own narrative, because all of this thing is a massive lie. And the world is about to realize that it's a massive lie. And when people realize it's a massive lie, they're gonna lose their shit. So be anchored in something. Because the world is waking up, and when they wake up to how they were fed poison and told it was good for them. There's even a report, as I wind up, there's even a report now that has come out and said over 80% or something crazy like that of the food that children are being fed nowadays is toxic to their systems. Did you know that? What knowledge are you consuming? What are you out there feeding yourself? The warfare is not physical on the levels you're thinking. It's mental. It's very individual. It's very personal. No one is coming to save you. You have to save yourself from your own ignorance, family. And not many people will tell you that. All I can do, which is what I've always meant to do, is to just trigger something in you to go deeper. I'm not here. You know, a lot of people took what I said in the wrong way. They got emotional, they got angry. Some even launched attacks. Spiritual, physical, verbal. Some launched smear campaigns. But it was all worth it because there are few who took what I said and they went deeper. And it has changed their lives. And you all know who you are. And I love you so much. And you are the reason why I do this. So for you guys, especially our little babies out there who are awakening just now, know you're on the right path, family. They may not let you know, but I'm curious to know why Charles can't go into the regenerative chamber. It has a special name. I'm really curious to know why not. But those are stories for other days. Special shout out to everyone that supports us on Patreon. Thank you so much for supporting us on that platform. Until next time, family. Tuko pamoja.